Okay, this is the speaking test of the International English Language Testing System taking place on Saturday at Yashal English House. May I have your name, please?
Sure, ma'am. My name is Zishan Haider.
Zishan, may I have your identification?
Sure. This is my national identity card.
Okay,
Take this for verification.
thank you so much.
Thank
So,
you.
are you a student or job holder?
I was a student. I was an engineering student. Recently, I have been graduated from my university. So I have done with my electrical engineering degree from the Air University Islamabad in back in July 2022. So recently, I am a graduate student.
Okay, so this is your part 1, and in part 1 I would like to ask you some questions about yourself and some general questions.
Sure.
Okay, so why are you taking IELTS exam?
Basically, as I already mentioned, I have done with my graduation degree in electrical engineering from the Air University Islamabad. So I want to pursue my master's degree in electrical engineering from any English-speaking foreign university. So to apply it for those programs in foreign countries, I required to have IELTS speaking test results. So that's
Okay, let's talk about where do you live? Where do you live in Pakistan?
Basically, I am from Gilgit-Baltistan, the northern province of Pakistan. So I am basically from Gilgit-Baltistan.
And is it an interesting place to live?
Yes, basically it is the northern province. So these are mountainous and hilly region area.
Okay.
The temperature and weather there were so freezing and very harshly cold. So I think.
Would you like to stay there in your future?
Yes, basically my hometown is there since my childhood. I've been there for about 2 decades. 2 decades there. So I really I spiritually bound to my own town. So after completing my education, basically in Gilgit-Baltistan it's a remote area, so there is no facilities for pursuing your education there. That is basically I am out of my province. So after completing my education, I definitely will go back to my.
Okay, let's
Stay.
talk about weather. Do you prefer hot weather or cold weather?
Since my childhood, I have grown in that cold mountainous region. So
Okay.
I prefer more the snowy weather condition. So I'm more into cold weathers. But yeah, I in between both cold and warm weather, I prefer more the cold weathers.
Okay, tell me the weather patterns in Pakistan and Gilgit-Baltistan at different time of year.
Particularly in Gilgit-Baltistan, the weather condition, the weather is throughout the year. The weather is not much too hot, but in June and July, the temperature is normal, about 20 to 25 degrees Celsius there in June and July. But in the winter season, the temperature fall below minus 20 degrees centigrade. So it's quite hard to live there.
Do you think
in
that
winter
weather affect people moods?
if you talk about people moods, it's in some aspects. For example, if there is the weather is too much low and everything got freeze there in our society, so people, the sports arena, for example, in the snowy days in my town, the grounds was all covered with snow, so we have no area to play sports there in that specific time period. So we might think due to change in those our daily activities, people mood might also affect in that way.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk about reading. Do you like to read books?
Yes, I'm really into reading books and different kind of newspapers. I really like current affairs and
Okay.
political affairs across the world.
What type of books do you like to read?
The one book that I remember that I have recently finished, it's about the business administration, and it was the Rich Dad and Poor Dad, written by Robert Kiyosaki, a great business motivational speaker.
And who is your favorite author?
My favorite author is Robert Kiyosaki. I have read his many books about business planning and how to, he talk much about financial intelligence.
And how often do you read books?
It's depend upon times to times. When I have tough schedule, for example, if I was busy in my academics things, I got some projects and assignment from my university teachers, then I have to focus on that side more.
Okay.
On the other side, if I got more leisure time, then I read. Most of the time I spend reading these different kind of books.
Okay, thank you so much. So it was the end of your speaking part 1. Now you have speaking part 2. In part 2, I will give you a cue card and you have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. This is your paper and this is pencil.
Sure.
Your cue card is talk about a situation when you were late.
I'm late. Okay.
Take your time and don't worry if I stop you.
Okay, thanks.
This is your cue card. Okay, start speaking now, please.
So the one event that I remember when I got late was back in 2022, June 2022. I was up in the morning for my university day. The day was the Thursday. So I began to since my university is about 60 kilometers away from my house. So I have to out for my university an hour before the gate closing time. But unfortunately, because of too many traffic rush on the roadside, there might an accident occur on the roadside. So the traffic was totally jam-packed, and I reached at my university gate about 20 minutes late than I supposed to reach at the gate before the gate closure.
Okay.
So when I reached the entrance at my university, and the security staff barred me from entering my university premises. So I have to approach the security office near the main gate of my university entrance. So I approached the security office there. Then I request him to allow me to permit, and I provide him my reason that why I was late this morning. So then he after calling the university administration inside, after some verification, he allowed me to enter into the university premises. So that was the one moment I remember when I was that about. So the one conclusion that I was made at that time was, so if you are going for some any kind of any ceremony or anything you want to attend, you must be about half an hour. You must leave your departure for their destination an hour before expected closure of the.
Okay, thank you so much. So it was the end of your speaking part 2. Now you have speaking part 3. I would like to ask you some questions about your cue card. Please give me the paper and pencil back.
Sure.
Thank you so much. So why it is important to be on time?
Be on time. For example, any kind of ceremony, or even in my case, I have to. I have some important class to attend on that morning, on the Thursday morning. So it is really important. If you got late, for example, if you are in any business schedule, and if you don't care about this schedule, don't departed early before the time supposed to be, so you must at least take care of these. You must consider all these unexpected situation that might you could face while you are on your way. So it is really important, as I was saying about, if you were in a business meeting and if you got late for that thing, it might cost you a very heavy price if
Okay.
you don't care about it.
So, what type of excuses do people make for being late?
Yes, there are many different kind of excuses people usually make when they got late for their work. So one thing that I mentioned is they say they are not aware of the exact location and planning and time. So there might be different other ways also. One other thing that comes to mind is many people, they have the habit of procrastination. So they usually don't they are
And do people in your country accept excuses for being late?
It depends upon the scenario, I must say. For example, if there is a genuine issue that has occurred, if some person is being late in any situation, if there is any definite explanation he got there, and his activity is not on routinely basis, that is, for example, an employee attending his official meetings daily basis, and once in a week or a month he got late for that might be acceptable. On the other hand, if a kind of employee or a student that is getting late on a daily basis, day after many times in a week, so there must be some strict action to avoid these silly approaches.
Okay, thank you so much. So, this is the end of your speaking test.
Thank you so much.